Hello, Hanover. It is really exciting to see all of your names on the screen today. And so I want to thank you in advance for taking time out of your after school schedules. Usually around this time, I'm due for a good snack. There's not too much on TV, but at least, catching up on the inauguration, maybe a little bit of TikTok. However you normally spend your after school hours, I do appreciate you sharing some time with us today. And I am a big fan of making the most of time. And so I do want to make sure that out of all of the information that you receive today, that you walk away with an understanding that Reynolds is a very viable option for achieving your academic goals. I like to think of us as that hidden gem. Some people tend to think, I'm not going to go to a community college, or it's not as prestigious to start at a community college. And so all of these wonderful adults that are here today, and the two wonderful adults who coordinated all of this, Miss Corbin and Miss Edwards, they believe that Reynolds is a great idea, great option for you to start your education for a lot of different reasons. And so we are here to show you those reasons, to get you excited about next year as you are preparing to graduate, and to make sure that you know exactly who to reach out to as different questions come up as you move through the process. So without further ado, I do have some slides to show, so that it's going to be, very professional in that sense. But if you can tell, I'm all about that connection. And so as far as questions, please use the chat box as we move along, as different thoughts come up. But then we'll also have some time at the end today. So as I get ready to share my screen here, I am going to introduce our Assistant Director of Admissions, who is on the call, Mr. Elmer Campos. He comes to us from VCU with the same passion for starting your undergraduate career at Reynolds. And so he is also a resource for you, in addition to the rest of our team, which includes Karen Pettis-Walden. She is our director. You may also hear the name Steve Vhorn and Yvette Brooks. That is going to represent your recruitment team and the handful of people that are here for you to walk you through this process. So, Ms. Corbin, can I get a thumbs up? Are we able to see my screen?
I can see it, but it's in like presentation. It's not in the presentation. Perfect. You got it.
There we go. All right. Fantastic. Okay. And I know I got 10 minutes to share a wealth of information with you all. So I'm going to go very quickly, but do know that we already have plans to come back with you guys and go through some more of this information. So Reynolds, where we get started. It's important to know that, we're all spread out over the greater Richmond area, and Hanover being composed of 4 different high schools. You guys are far, but you're oh so close. And we want you to know that Reynolds strives to be accessible wherever you are. We do have 4 different locations, and yeah, everything is pretty much online right now, but we are looking forward to getting back in person. And so we want you to know the differences between our locations as you decide what major you would like to pursue. So thinking about where you are right now, you guys, most of you are closer to what you see as number 1, which is our Perrin Road campus. But then if you go about 15 minutes south on 95 towards the east end of Richmond, near VCU, that is where you're gonna find our downtown campus. And then if you go way out west, a little bit past Short Pump, that is our Goochland campus. And then we just added another location. It's not an official campus, but it is a location, which is our Kitchens at Reynolds. And so being able to understand the difference, Perrin Road is going to be where you're going to find your business classes. Downtown is where you're going to find some of your nursing. Goochland is where you're going to find your horticulture and your automotive. Some of our trades are located out in Goochland. And of course, the kitchens are the kitchens, but we're also adding some more programming there that will include sustainable agriculture and business. So just highlighting that there, if any of you have some of that passion for culinary arts, our kitchens is a great place to explore those interests. So Ms. Corbin, you were so wonderful to share with me some of the interests of the group that is here today. I understand that there's about 30 of you, and it's so fantastic to be in your senior year and to really be able to imagine yourself as an adult, to be able to imagine yourself not just picking a major in college, but actually earning that degree and being able to take that degree and apply it to a career. And so what you see on these slides here is just a kind of think of like a summary of a cluster of the programs that we offer. And what I'm going to do is go into some more detail so that you guys can understand exactly how to pursue those specific interests at Reynolds. So before we do that, I want to share 2 slides with you, and then I'm going to take you to the Reynolds website. So we're thinking about senior year, graduating in June, right? That's right around the corner. Time is of the essence. You have invested 4 years in your high school career. And so you have obviously, being here today, decided that, you know what, you're just not done yet. But everyone's going to have a different path. For me, my degree is from Virginia Tech. That is the one that I wear very proudly. But I started at a community college. I spent 1 semester at a community college before I transferred to Tech. So that was my path. For some of you may decide that you want to spend 2 years at a community college and then transfer to that 4-year institution of your choice. We will spend some more time talking about transfer programs, but guess what? There's some other options out there that not a lot of people talk about. And so again, we want you guys to walk away informed today to know that you could come to a community college, you could come to Reynolds, and you could actually earn something called a career studies certificate, a certificate, something you see at the top there, an associate of applied science. And those 3 are credentials that will allow you to get into your field, and depending on your field, to be able to make pretty good money. And or what you see in the middle there, those 2 associate degrees, an associate of arts and associate of science, those are what you would consider your traditional transfer degrees. And so you're starting and you're doing 2 years with us, and then you're transferring to another institution where you're going straight in as a junior with the objective of earning your bachelor's. So keep in mind that there are a lot of different options, and we like to think of the word stackable, that if you take some classes to earn a certificate, we eventually, if that's something of interest to you, that you could be build on top of those classes to earn the higher degrees. So we have the traditional side where students are going full-time. Students can take, for example, 15 credits per semester and have your summer off. 15 credits tends to correlate to about 4 to 5 classes, depending on your program of interest. So you're taking what would be considered a full load during the fall and the spring, or for some people, they can take 12 credits for the fall and spring and take 6 credits over the summertime. So with all the other institutions you all have been hearing from and having visits from, I hope that this sounds familiar in terms of what would be considered full-time, because ideally what you're looking at is for your first year of college, you are coming out with 30 credits, because after those 2 years, I'm going to show you an example, you want to have about 60 to 65 credits, which is going to correlate to an associate's degree. Again, if you want to transfer, that's where you're going to be able to go in as a junior into your 4-year institution. So this is a little bit more on the transfer side. I'm going to pause there. So I'm going to stop sharing the presentation, and I'd love to take you guys to our website. Okay, Ms. Corbin, are you seeing, let me go to the homepage. Okay, you guys should see the Reynolds homepage.
Looks great.
Fantastic. Okay, so how in the world do you figure this out? And so I really appreciate you guys sharing some information beforehand about your programs of interest. And so what I want to do is just show you an example. I hear some people may be interested in criminal justice. And so let's say that that's the path you wanted to take. What we're going to do is go under Get Started, and we're going to go to our majors. So you remember those clusters that we showed you in the slideshow. So we kind of group them all together here. And when you think about criminal justice, that's going to fall under our law and public safety. And what you want to do is you can scroll down. And if you guys will remember those crazy acronyms, I know academia is full of acronyms and you may never get all of them down pat. But if I was in the space with you, I said, well, what does CSC stand for? And somebody would say Career Studies Certificate. And so let's say you wanted to go into criminal justice. If you were to do that at Reynolds, this right here is going to give you a summary, but I'm going to show you that roadmap. Look at that number down there at the bottom, 18 credits. So, hey, you could potentially finish that in a semester and a half. And that is what is going to earn you a career studies certificate, which in this overview, take some time and go back and look at it, will let you know that you could stop right there and start working. Or if you wanted to continue your education, you see here where it says apply the courses to complete an administration of justice. And so really quick, I'm going to go back here so you can see the difference, where if we were to select the administration of justice associate of applied science, we would go down, have an understanding here, and somewhere on this page right here, transfer agreements. We'll talk a little bit more, but if you want to go on, start your foundation at Reynolds and transfer to a four-year institution. And this is where you're going to see a lot more classes, a lot more credits, a lot more time, which is definitely more of an investment. It's going to give you those 66 credit hours. And so that is just an example, and we would be able to work with you guys in more detail as we move along. So real quick, I'm going to stop sharing there and go right back to the PowerPoint, because we want to get ready to share our financial aid team with you guys. All right, so thumbs up on the PowerPoint.
Looks great.
Fantastic. Okay, so what I'm hoping for you guys to know is that there's going to be a workshop that we're going to bring everybody back together in February, and we're going to go through these, what we call 6 easy steps. And so Reynolds, we hope to become that college that we want everybody to apply to, because you really don't know where your path is going to take you. And honestly, guys, we've seen a lot of folks who are accepted to those four-year institutions, and the plan just kind of changes a little bit. That start date changes, living on campus changes, but we want to make sure that we can be a resource to you. Our fall class schedule is going to open up in April. And so we want to make sure that you guys are ready for that process of getting advised and getting all of your classes set up. So as you can see, there are about 4 steps before that. And so your application, 10 to 15 minutes to complete that application. It's more of a profile, because we're not requiring any application fees. We're not looking for test scores. We're not looking for anything that you would traditionally see on that four-year college side, because again, we want to be able to meet you where you are to get you started for the next step. So when you create that application and click submit, you're actually going to receive your student ID. You're going to receive your student email, which means you are a Reynolds student. And we do need that information in place, including your social security number, in order to then move you forward with financial aid, being able to speak with a career advisor. Direct enrollment means no placement test. We're just going to send you an email and ask you how comfortable you are with your math and English. And so I'm hoping for you guys to know that not only are there different resources available to you throughout that process, but hey, we actually have some of those people here today to help you out. And so I think we are right on the mark. I'm so proud of myself, because it is exactly 4:30, and I haven't been able to check the chat box. I don't know if you guys have any specific questions to what I've already shared, but please be thinking about that so we can come back to it at the end. But I am so excited to now introduce you to our financial aid team, because hey, the beauty of having a goal, the beauty of having a plan is being able to know exactly how you're going to pay for it. So without further ado, I'm going to stop sharing and introduce you to our financial aid team. We have 2 folks here who are the experts.
Awesome. Well, thank you. My name is Andrew Quinn. I work in the financial aid office here at Reynolds, and Meredith Kane is with us as well. So while she's getting the presentation pulled up, I just wanted to say 2 things. So we've got a short amount of time to share a lot of information, but you can connect with us. If you want to send us your contact information, we'll be happy to follow up with you with any questions. And as Jessica said, in that workshop in February, I think you're going to connect with us then as well. So it's a lot of information, but don't worry, we can help walk you through the process, and I will let Meredith take it from here.
Hi, everyone. My name is Meredith Kane. I'm a financial aid technician at Reynolds. And we're just going to go through a quick presentation about how to pay for college at Reynolds Community College. Oops, sorry. And some of the objectives we're going to go over is how to apply for financial aid, the different types of aid and eligibility requirements, how you're going to get information from us at school, which through the Financial Aid Central website and through virtual services that we offer, and how to navigate the Student Center, which is where we send all our communications through. So what is financial aid? Financial aid consists of funds that are provided to students and family to help pay for post-secondary education expenses. The first step in financial aid is for students and parents to complete the FAFSA. There are currently 2 FAFSAs available right now, so we need to make sure you're completing the correct one. For students that are going to school in the fall, you want to make sure you're completing the 2021-2022 FAFSA. You can find it at studentaid.gov. When you sign on, the first step is to create an FSA ID, which is like a username and password. You're going to want to keep track of that because you're going to use it every year when you go to apply for financial aid. When you're applying for financial aid, you need to ensure that you're putting the school codes on there of the schools that you're interested in. And the school code for Reynolds is 003759. And once you complete the FAFSA and you submitted it, it's going to go to the Department of Education to be reviewed, and it's going to create a report that's sent out to schools called an ICER. On this report, it's going to have a number on it called an EFC, which is the expected family contribution, and that is the number that is determined how much your family can contribute to your education. Once the school receives this information, it can take 2 to 6 weeks to process your financial aid. That's going to depend on whether you've been selected for verification. About one out of every 3 students is pulled for a process called verification, where a school is just going to ask for extra information to verify what you put on your FAFSA. So if you're selected for this, you want to make sure that whatever documents the school is asking for, you're submitting them to the school so there isn't a delay in your financial aid. There are eligibility requirements to receive financial aid. We have a complete list on our website, but some of them include you have to be a US citizen or an eligible non-citizen. You need to have a social security number. You need to have a high school diploma or an equivalent of a high school diploma. You need to make sure that you're enrolled in a financially aid eligible program. So that's where you want to talk to your advisors about what your career path is and to make sure you're signing up for the right programs. If you're a male, you need to make sure that you've signed up for selective service. You're probably not going to have this situation right off when you start in college, but make sure you're not in default on a student loan. And you want to make sure that you're maintaining satisfactory academic progress while you're in school so you maintain your eligibility. When Jessica was talking about the roadmaps that they have listed for each major, these are very important when it comes to your financial aid. That financial aid is only going to cover the classes that are within the program of study you've decided to pursue. We have a video on our website that you can look to see how you can determine whether your class is eligible or not. But you also want to have a good relationship with your advisor to make sure that you're sticking to that roadmap and all your classes are covered by financial aid. Once you receive financial aid, you want to keep it. So one of the ways of doing this is by maintaining your satisfactory academic progress. There are 3 requirements for this. One of them is a GPA requirement. You must maintain a minimum of a 2.0. There's a completion rate requirement, which says you have to be successful in 67% of the classes that you're attempting for your program. And there's also a time frame requirement. It's called the 150% rule, which is just making sure that you're getting through your program in a timely manner so that you can achieve your diploma. When you enroll in your classes, you might decide at some point that maybe you've enrolled in too many classes, it wasn't the right class for you, and you need to either drop or withdraw from a class. Dropping a class is usually the first couple weeks of the semester, and doesn't affect your SAP status. It could affect the amount of financial aid you receive, and it's the student's considered not to have attended that class. The other option is withdrawing from a class. This happens after the add drop date, where either a student stops attending the classes or you officially withdraw from the class by completing some paperwork. You're going to want to talk to a financial aid advisor before you do this, because it can have a negative impact on your SAP, and it also can have a negative impact on your financial aid eligibility, where you might even owe money back that you received. So generally, whenever you want to change your classes, you want to make sure that it doesn't have a negative impact on your financial aid. There are two main categories of financial aid available to students. There's gift aid and there's self-help aid. Gift aid is scholarships and grants, and self-help aid is loans and work-study employment. The two big groupings of grants are federal grants and state grants. The largest grant that's available to students is the Pell Grant, which is a federal grant. There's other grants available to students that have different eligibility requirements that we have listed on our website. The major thing with grants is you do not have to pay these back. They're free money for your education. So just remember, you don't have to pay back a grant. The other options are student loans that are available to students. These you do have to pay back. So you want to be very careful if you decide to take out a student loan that you're not taking out more than that you need, because at some point you will have to pay these back. There are a couple of requirements that are necessary to get a loan. You have to complete a loan request form that we have on our webpage, but you also have to sign back in to studentaid.gov and complete a master promissory note, entrance counseling, and then when you complete school, you need to do exit counseling, and you're going to use that same FSA ID that you used to complete your FAFSA. One of the other options we have at Reynolds that you can do for financial aid is the Federal Work Study Program, where you can earn money working on campus towards your education. So you get paid on a bi-weekly basis. You need to make sure you complete your FAFSA and you're financially aid eligible. Students need to be enrolled in at least 6 credits. You need to maintain satisfactory academic progress, and students can work up to 20 hours per week, and it pays $10 an hour. We have an application for students who are interested in this. It's available online, and you can submit your applications to fws@reynolds.edu. And if you're hired, you'll be contacted to attend an orientation via Zoom. The good thing about the work study program is that you can work in an area that you're studying in and get a little more experience. And also, we understand that you're students while you're working, and so we can work around your school schedules so that you can still work and earn a paycheck while you're attending classes. Besides federal aid, there are also scholarships that are available that we have 2 people from the school, Kim and Marianne, that are going to talk about scholarships right after me. But look out for opportunities from organizations, agencies, churches, corporations to apply for scholarships to help pay for school. And remember, scholarships like grants do not need to be paid back. So it's free money. We have certain resources available online with lots of information. The webpage we have for financial aid is called Financial Aid Central on the Reynolds webpage, which has tutorials, little videos. It'll give you the opportunity to sign up for workshops that we have available, sign up for virtual services, such as talking to a financial aid advisor if you have questions. And then little how-to videos are available also. There's also all the forms that you might need to turn into us are available to print out there. There also is a 24/7 support line available to students where you can submit documents, you can ask questions. You can do that by submitting questions online, or there's a phone number you can call to talk to somebody who can answer your questions for financial aid. If you come find that while you're completing the FAFSA, you have some questions and you just want to talk to somebody, we do have financial aid workshops that you can sign up for on our webpage, where you can go off into a breakout room with a financial aid advisor from the school, and they'll either help you complete the FAFSA, or they can help answer any questions you might have related to your financial aid. When you complete your FAFSA, if you are selected for verification, what might happen is you're going to get a to-do list. These are the documents that we're asking students to turn into us to help verify the information they have on their FAFSA. Any of the items that are in this bold print, those are the items that we're requesting from you. If you click on them, then a little information box pops up that describes exactly what we're looking for, and it'll have links to the forms that need to be turned in. Once it goes into the smaller font, that means that you've submitted the forms and that they're ready to be reviewed. The other way that we're going to communicate with you is through your message center on the student, within your student center. We will send you messages. It could be about your financial aid. It could be about upcoming workshops. It's just a way for us to get information to the students. So you want to make sure that if you have messages in your message center, that you're reading them so that you're up to date. So just as a review, there are eligibility requirements to receive financial aid that are listed on our website. If you have questions or need help, we have financial aid workshops that are available. You don't have to be registered with us right now. If you have questions about how to fill out a FAFSA, we can help you do that. There's 24/7 support center. So if you have questions and it's 8:30 at night, you can call this number at the 24-hour support center and somebody will be there to help you. If you need to email the school some information, the financial aid's email address is finaid@reynolds.edu. And if you need to make appointments, we have virtual appointments that you can set up with a counselor, or face-to-face appointments that you can set up through the school to talk to somebody. And then this is our contact information for the Reynolds Scholarship is scholarships@reynolds.edu. And then for financial aid support, it's finaid@reynolds.edu. And that is a lot of information about financial aid. If anyone has any questions, you can put it in the chat box and we can try to answer it for you, or we can get back with you and get you an answer. And then I believe Kim and Mary Ann from the scholarship office had some information about scholarships that are available to students.
Yes, we sure do. And I'm going to turn it over to Kim in just a moment to make sure I haven't left anything out. But I'm going to show you, and really, this is the thing that you need to remember. The information is on the website. A couple of things out of the gate, though. First of all, you don't have to have a 4.0 honors background to be considered for a scholarship. And sometimes students don't even bother applying because they think, I'm not that student, I'll never get a scholarship. Believe me, it's worth the effort to simply apply. You do need to have an application on file with us. And that lets us know that you're serious about coming to Reynolds. And then you also need to apply for an actual scholarship. And we're going to go to the page so you can see how to do that. But I do want to stress to you that it's not a difficult process to apply, and it could save you thousands of dollars. You could avoid student loan debt, and you could have a big chunk of your entire academic year paid for, including textbooks. But you got to be in it to win it. So that means if you're a full-time student, a part-time student, a transfer student, or you're ready to like pick up a welding blowtorch or go into our culinary arts program, it doesn't matter. If you are in a Reynolds program, whether you're part-time, full-time, or any of those programs that Jessica mentioned, there's scholarship opportunities available for you. As a matter of fact, we even have some donors who only want their scholarships to go to Hanover students, okay? So you really should give this a shot. So let me just show you quickly how to get here. You can see the Reynolds website. You need to come on down to, let's see here, pay for college, scholarships. And all of the information you need, including a link to the actual scholarship application, is on this page. You'll see the information we have about how to contact the scholarship office. Ms. Kane is the scholarship manager, and we also have the scholarships at reynolds.edu email address for you. As Meredith was just talking about, and this is really, really important, you want to complete a financial aid form. A FAFSA is really important to the process of getting you money for school. Sometimes students say, well, I know my parents are going to make too much money for school. Sometimes you don't really know that. So even if you make an assumption about your financial aid form, please go through the process of applying for a FAFSA so we can see that on file. That helps demonstrate financial need. So sometimes students actually don't get a big aid package. So we know that they might need a little bit of more money for scholarships. But again, you have to do a couple of things: apply to the school and apply for a scholarship. And you can see those links right here. So remember, you're just going to pay for college. You're going to come on down and get to the scholarship page, and you're going to have more information there. I cannot stress enough. I was a Reynolds student myself. I transferred to VCU, and then I went on and got my master's degree. But you do want to come up with every way that you possibly can to keep some money in your pocket and not have to pay out every dime of your part-time job or whatever to paying for school. So between financial aid and applying for a scholarship, you are going to have time well spent if you do those two things. Kim, is there anything else we need to add in terms of what students should know about scholarships?
Well, I think you pretty much went over everything. They do need a 2.0. And the scholarships are now open. They have through March the 1st. So please go ahead. Don't wait till the last minute. There are 3 essays out there that you do need to fill out. One of them is what's your financial need and your personal need. One of them is super important. One of them is a brag box, which a lot of students won't fill out. We want to know a little bit about you. Did you volunteer when you were in high school? Were you on the dean's list? Were you on the honor roll? We want to know this about you. A lot of students won't tell us. And there are donors, like Marianne said, that want specific things. Some of them want a just Hanover student. Some of them want a Louisa student. Some of them want only students that volunteer. And a lot of times we don't have students that will write that. So we may or may not be able to give that money out. And we're looking at anywhere from $250 to $4,000. And who wouldn't want to go to school if their school's paid for? And this doesn't, it could affect your financial aid, but most students get both. So you may go to school for your whole time here at Reynolds and not pay a penny. I've got a lot of students that do. And you got to remember, it's for automotive, for nursing, business, culinary. I mean, we have everything out there. So pretty much when you fill out the application, do it early, do it now. I know you don't have transcripts. That's okay. If you don't have your transcripts, just put a Word document in there, and there's something out there to explain it to you. Just put a Word document saying that I won't get my transcripts till later, and then if we need them, I will ask you for them later. But go ahead and fill this out. And if you have any questions, email me. You can try calling me, but it's probably going to be better to email me right now because we are still virtual and we're getting a lot of phone calls. And it'd probably be better just to email, and either myself or my assistant can get back to you really quickly. So, but if you've got any questions, put them in the chat and we'll answer them when you can. And not, send us an email. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. But we all, we look forward to seeing you guys in the fall. All right.
Jessica, that's probably all we have on the scholarship side.
Fantastic. Well, I know that money is the fuel that drives this train. And so I appreciate you all sharing that information. And I hope that the students are able to apply it as they learn some specific program information. And so we have some experts in respective fields. Ms. Betts, Professor Betts, I'm going to ask if you can go ahead and jump in for business. And then we will follow business with Professor James from health professions. And then we will have Mary Pat that will speak to you from our Community College Workforce Alliance. And then I'll come back with a little bit about our transfer programs. So Professor Betts, turn it over to you.
Great, thank you so much. Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. I actually live in New Kent, so I do all of my grocery shopping and eating out in the Mechanicsville, Hanover area. So we're going to get started, and I'm hopefully only going to take 4 to 5 minutes of your time. And as Jessica said, I am going to represent the School of Business today. So my name is Sheila Betts. I'm actually a professor in accounting at Reynolds Community College. And when you think of business, most people think numbers, money, calculations, and that is true for some programs such as accounting. But I'm going to talk to you today about so many other options that we provide within the School of Business that you may have not even considered, and the wonderful career opportunities that they present. So let's jump into it. So today was Inauguration Day. And when I think of the White House, I always think of the pastry chefs because everyone talks about how good the pastries are there. Well, guess what? We have a program at Reynolds and a dedicated campus that will prepare you to be a pastry chef, among other roles such as a sous chef, a prep cook, etc. So our culinary arts offers many programs from degrees to certificates. And how do we get that delicious food that we begin cooking? Well, within the School of Business, we have a horticultural and agricultural program that is dedicated to help you prepare for careers in the production of organic foods, in addition to gardening and landscaping. Now, this past year, in addition to COVID, we have learned that law enforcement and the legal system is very important in our society. And once again, within the School of Business, we offer programs in both of those areas. We have an excellent criminal justice program that will provide you opportunities within law enforcement or as a dispatcher or within the juvenile court system. And at the same time, we also need to make sure our legal system is always working for the people and not against the people. And we have a paralegal program that is a 2-year program that will provide you with those skills as well. And then finally, small businesses is the heart and soul of the US economy. And because of that, we offer programs in management and entrepreneurship to make sure you have the skills you need to move forward in those areas. Now, in addition, we also have a business administration degree that is a pure transfer degree. And later, Jessica is going to talk about that in more detail. And I'm going to focus today on these 6 programs as they are 1 to 2 year programs that will prepare you for the workforce. So within the School of Business, we can make sure you are prepared to be employed with a specific skill set in 1 to 2 years. And the following list is all of the degrees that we offer within certificates and associate degrees. So everything from accounting, administration of justice, business administration, culinary arts, entrepreneurship, e-commerce, horticulture, paralegal, and management. 4 years of college is not for everyone. And guess what? That's okay. So we have provided options where you can, in 12 months, earn a certificate and be ready to go out into the job market. So think about this. Come June, you're going to graduate from high school, and you could literally in 1 year be ready to be an accounting assistant or a sous chef or a pastry assistant or a florist, because we offer certificates in accounting, entrepreneurship, e-commerce, sustainable agriculture, culinary arts, food and beverage operations, flora design, and criminal justice. These certificates typically take 2 to 3 semesters to complete full time, and you're looking at completing between 25 to approximately 35 credit hours. I would say that this is one of those hidden gems that Jessica was talking about earlier, that within a short time period, you can get the skills you need to move on. Now, maybe you don't want to do 4 years of schooling, but you do want a degree. Well, we have an option for that as well. In 24 months, you can earn an associate degree in accounting, administration of justice, oops, let me get back there, in horticulture, paralegal, management, and culinary arts. And so the associate degree will prepare you for a little bit more advanced careers than a certificate. And so, for example, you would be equipped to be a hotel manager, paralegal, a operator of a landscaping company, a junior staff accountant, or maybe a correction officer within either juvenile or the adult area. So I don't want to take up a ton of your time, but I want to kind of summarize your options within the School of Business and actually even at Reynolds overall. So you have certificates, which can be completed in a year. You have an associate degrees, and then you have transfer degrees. So if you want a skill set, but you want to be employed as soon as possible, you don't want to stay in school forever, you want a specific skill set, the certificate is a great option. You will be able to be employed within 12 to 24 months, depending, typically 12 to maybe 18 months, depending if you attend school full time. Now, if you want a degree, but you really don't want to do another 4 years of college, the associate degree is a great option. You'll get a specific skill set. You'll walk out as an expert in either accounting or criminal justice or paralegal. You'll be able to go right out and get a job after those 2 years. And in addition, some of these degrees will transfer to very specific universities, such as Mary Baldwin, the University of Richmond, or Old Dominion. Now, I do want to clarify that the AAS degree, it will be a very limited options if you do want to transfer. Because once again, the point behind the AAS is to get out into the workforce as soon as possible. And then there is our transfer degree, which is one of our most popular degrees, where in 61 credit hours, you will complete the business administration program, and it is set up to transfer to all of our Virginia public universities. There's so many options out there, and you can complete it in 2 years, assuming you attend school full time. This degree, the transfer degree, is not intended to make you employable. It's intended specifically to transfer, where you will complete all of your general education courses, in addition to touch a little bit on some of the subjects of business, economics, accounting, and information science technology. And finally, because I know we have other people that would like to present and talk about their programs, that if you have any questions or want to learn more about a specific program, you're more than welcome to email us at business@reynolds.edu, and either someone from admissions or someone from the School of Business will follow up with you and answer any questions you may have about our programs. And Jessica, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Thank you so much, Professor Betts. I went ahead and put the business@reynolds.edu in the chat box there, and would love to now pass the baton over to Professor James, who is going to speak to us from the School of Health Professions. Professor James?
Good afternoon. Again, my name is Nakia James. I'm the actually EMS program coordinator in the School of Health Professions for our EMS programs, but I'm going to kind of speak on the behalf of our nursing program as well as our EMS program briefly, and just to mention some of the other programs that we do offer in the School of Health Professions in the event that nursing or EMS is not part of your flavor, if you will. I will talk briefly about nursing. Understand I will only provide some general information about the nursing program, and our nursing advisor that was going to join us had some technical difficulties, so was unable to do her presentation. So kind of pinch hitting in just a little bit here, but let me see if I can share the screen here. Most of my conversation about the School of Nursing is going to be from our website, which will be a plethora of information that you should be able to receive or get. Key things to keep in mind with the school, with our nursing program, there are several prerequisites that have to be met prior to you applying to our nursing program for those of you that are interested. So once you meet those prerequisites and complete those requirements, then you can apply to our nursing program. And that's very important for students to understand when they're looking to get into nursing. It is a process and it does take a little bit of time. With that being said, this is our nursing website, and some of the important things that you need to be aware of is looking at the program requirements, specific requirements. And this kind of spells out generally what needs to be accomplished within the nursing program. Simply put, you would fall under the program, which is called our General Health Science CSC program, which really kind of allows you to get the prerequisites not only for nursing, but several of our other programs that we have to offer in the School of Health Professions. And by meeting those requirements, it really allows you to go into multiple different areas if you decide that later nursing may not be where you want to go. And let's say you want to go into EMS, or you want to go into dental assistance, or a respiratory therapy program, or a med lab technology program, or even our opticianry program. So the General Health Science CSC kind of helps to set you up for that path that you're looking to go in if you're not 100% decided initially. Let's see. Unless there are specific questions that I can address later about the nursing program, that's the most I really need to kind of share with you about the nursing program. My partner in crime, if you will, is on here, Rochelle Gerber, who's one of our newly hired lead instructors / clinical coordinators. I'll give her the opportunity, if she's comfortable, to kind of speak a little bit about the EMS programs, if she doesn't mind.
Sure. At Reynolds, we have a 1 semester EMT program. Now, some of you who are in the Hanover seniors class, you may have had the opportunity or learned about, or may have even taken the EMT class or the firefighter class at the junior or senior level at the high school. If you already have your EMT and you are 18 years old and you are interested in working toward your paramedic certificate or your paramedic degree, I encourage you to apply and talk to one of us as soon as you can, because we have classes that start every fall, and we would, urge you to apply soon so that we could get you into some of the preparatory classes toward the degree over the summer, maybe. Those preparatory classes aren't required, but they do work toward your degree in the Associate of Applied Science Paramedic. I do want to stress, though, that the paramedic program is right now, it's a 5-semester program. And at the end of it, you are a fully, once you take your national certification exam, you are a fully certified paramedic ready to start working on an ambulance as advanced life support provider. And within our program, we provide all of what we call the merit badge classes, which are all those certification classes that are required by most organizations in order for you to function. So you wouldn't need to wait any longer after graduating and testing from the program. You wouldn't have to take any more classes to be work ready. I think EMS is an awesome, awesome career. I think there's nothing else in the world like it. It's an honor to go into patients' homes and to be able to treat them. Healthcare is an amazing field. I really enjoy it. And for those of you who have any interest in it, if you're with Hanover, I encourage you to do some ride-alongs as soon as you're able to. If you have any questions, please contact me or Nakia. I'm going to pass off to somebody.
Thank you, Rochelle. So that kind of concludes our little mini presentation. And once again, you know, there are so many opportunities in the school of health profession. I would just encourage you to kind of keep an open mind. And of course, if you're not sure, then by all means, you can reach out to myself or any of our advisors in the school of health professions, and we can kind of fill you out to kind of see what you're looking to do in the health profession, and then kind of steer you in the right direction that way. A lot of times there are a lot of perceptions out there that may not necessarily be the right perceptions about health professions. So it would be best that you kind of talk to us directly so that we can kind of give you the right information and kind of help steer you in the right direction. Thank you.
Thank you so much to both of you. Which email address should I drop in the chat for students to reach out? Would you like your direct email or the school?
You can do my direct email, rjames@reynolds.edu.
And thank you, Ms. Gerber. I see you there. Okay. So fantastic. So students, as you are exploring all of your options, I did just confirm with Ms. Corbin, I'm looking at the clock. I was like, oh no. So I'm really hoping that you guys can stick around. We do have 2 more presenters to share some information with you. And so we intentionally left our Community College Workforce Alliance towards the end because it's kind of thinking about all of your different options and those hidden gems that a lot of people don't know about. So I don't want to say we saved the best for last because we're all pretty awesome, but Mary Pat is going to speak to you all about a path that is really unique when you think about the community college experience, and it's the opposite of earning college credits. So Mary Pat, what in the world? You go to college and don't earn credits, but how does this work?
Or you can do both. So I guess I have screen sharing ability. Is that right? Okay. I always get a little mixed up. I'm going to try this. And I'm going to pull up. What was I going to pull up first? I was going to pull up our, let's see. There we go. Okay, and then I go back and I share. All right, can everybody see this?
Looks good.
Yay, I did it right. Okay, so I've taken you directly to our website first, and I'll just give you a little nutshell of what we do. The Community College Workforce Alliance, a lot of people don't know about us. We are really part of J. Sargent Reynolds, and we're also part of John Tyler. And our role is to provide individuals with short-term industry training. And particularly, you know, there's sort of a great way to integrate what we do into everything you've heard about. Individuals may be going, let's say, for a nursing degree or another degree in health sciences or an IT degree. We have certifications that you can take along the way and use those to get into the field, to start making some money and to get some experience so that you can put that on your resume when you complete. Some people actually decide to go the route of just going towards industry certifications. So it really depends on what your goal is. You know, it sounds like a lot of the individuals in the audience are looking at an associate's degree or an academic degree. So this would be something you would consider to go along with that hand in hand. But if you may not have decided yet that you are going to get a college degree, you always can start with us as a shorter term option to get in the field. So it's both. You can either integrate it into your college experience, or you can start out with us and get some ideas about what's next. And what we do, it's short-term training to become certified to work in industry. And this is our website. You can get to this from the Reynolds website. I think there's a tab for workforce. I wanted to show you first what I'm going to talk about. The great thing that's going on now is most of our programs are available for extremely reduced cost or free, depending on your situation. All you have to be basically is domiciled in Virginia. If you've been, this is Hanover High School, correct? If you've been there for a year, you're domiciled. If this is your home, that alone is going to cover the majority. It will be free money for you because these certifications are needed by employers. So the state has given us funding to help people get trained. And if your family falls below a certain income, we can cover up to 100% of the certification. I'm just going to quickly go through a few slides here. Can you still see? Did it change? Yay, I did it right. Okay, so our program, again, I'm a career coach, and my role is to help people along the way in making decisions about what they want to do through career exploration, to help provide supports, and to help guide people in their career pathways, and to just be here for whatever may come up along the way. I'm called a fast forward career coach, and again, we have some wonderful funds through the state that almost anybody can qualify to help you get certified in areas such as manufacturing and trades. That might go well if you are, an example would be perhaps you're studying engineering. Construction and contracting, that's the trades like electrical, HVAC, those sorts of things. Healthcare, we've got a number. I'm going to quickly go through with you those certifications. We have technology, if you're thinking about going the IT route for a degree at Reynolds. These are some of the required certifications for entering the field, and business management. Let me quickly go down just to go through quickly what we do offer. We do offer truck driving. That's one of our most popular. But in addition to that, for medical, we have certifications in medical coding. That's the person who codes for insurance. Certified nurse aide, which could be a great start if you're interested in any clinical hands-on health profession to get your foot in the door and really learn about patient care. The clinical medical assistant, this is the way I think about this, might be the person that if you go to like a patient first or a doctor's office, they do a little bit of everything. They might take your vitals, they might bring you back, get your records, that sort of thing. And they also work in hospitals in our area. Pharmacy technician. We no longer offer, we're not offering this one anymore, the EMT. We do have emergency telecommunications. If you're interested in working with people who are in that situation in an emergency and they call 911, you would be trained by a Henrico County individual from that department to become a 911 operator. And you learn the procedure and sort of the communication and the directions you would give that person. Again, we talked about the trades, electrical and HVAC, and heavy equipment. If you like bulldozers and you like moving things around and you like to be part of construction and creating a new building or a new complex, heavy equipment operators are highly in demand. Here are the different IT certifications we have. So often individuals going through and getting their degree in technology, there's particular certifications that employers are really wanting to have on top of that. And again, you can be in the IT curriculum and you can come work it with us hand in hand, and we can help you get some of these certifications. We do have a customer service certification, and I think that's about it. Let me see. Yes, that is it for what we offer. Now, the best way to get a hold of us first, I'm going to let you know, we serve this whole area. So individuals in Hanover, but not only, if you have friends and family in all of these surrounding counties, we serve all of the areas surrounding Richmond up to the Tri-Cities and Petersburg area. This is our front desk number, but you can also get to that again from our website, which is connected to J. Sargent Reynolds. You just go, I believe there's a tab that says workforce training on that website, but this is our main number. And this is our website, ccwatraining.org. And if you are interested ever in signing up for an orientation to learn more about how to apply as you move towards your graduation, you can email this email here and you will get all of the information that you need to sign up for an orientation, to learn about the grants we have available. We have Zoom orientations every Wednesday, twice a day. So career coach at ccwa. Did I miss? Whoops, I did. ccwa.vccs, Virginia Community College System.edu. And that's it. Any questions?
Hey, Mary Pat. So we have some students that are specifically interested in welding and auto tech.
Okay.
So I think between the two of us, can we share a little bit more information on those options?
So right now, as far as the certifications offered here at CCWA, we have not brought welding in under the Fast Forward program. So you would not get the grant funding here, but I could connect you to nearby schools where you could get grant funding for that particular certification. Yeah, unfortunately, we haven't brought that one in yet. Probably the closest thing we may have is something in the trades. Plumbing would use some welding, HVAC. And then we also have manufacturing technician, which is kind of like a troubleshooter. But yeah, those are offered at nearby schools, and some of them are hybrids and have portions of the courses online. So there's nothing that would prevent someone from being in school at Reynolds and going on and doing one of those Fast Forward classes through one of our other community colleges.
And I appreciate you sharing that, Mary Pat. And I think the great thing for our students to realize is that even with the partnership with John Tyler, that really, if you look at the history of community colleges, like that's where it all started, is just being able to bring local resources together. And so if you don't see specific information on our websites, we still encourage you to reach out to this entire team of professionals so that we can figure out exactly who to connect you to. And so I can share my screen to show you a little bit more on that automotive side, so you can kind of see what those options are and the specific person to contact. Before I do that, Mary Pat, did you have anything else that you'd like to share?
I do have one other nice program that has come up recently. It's called Virginia Ready, and it's kind of a bonus. When the pandemic happened, a lot of private employers across our area donated money to help give people assistance and incentive to move forward with some of these industry certifications. So when you sign up there for that program in combination with these grants I've talked about, Fast Forward, if you qualify and let's say you complete your A+ certification, we were talking about IT, or you complete your nurse aid, Virginia Ready will actually present you with a $1,000 check when you complete. So, and you will be added to a list where employers can review your resume and they will know that you are a scholar from the Fast Forward programs. So that's a nice perk from the program.
Fantastic. I love how, the money speaks volumes, but I also think that it speaks to our leadership. You guys are maybe aware that our new First Lady has a commitment to the community college path. And so I think that we're going to continue to see a lot of support coming our way. And so it becomes an even wiser investment to take advantage of those opportunities as the funding is there, but also because it just seems to make a lot of sense. So you guys, it's 5:22. I want to encourage you to use that chat box. Some of you have been dropping some questions. Even if we're not able to answer them during this session today, we look forward to reconnecting with you guys in February. But we also have some weeks in between that we could be sending you emails and sharing more information. So Ms. Corbin, I think that we have agreed that we should close out on the piece of our transfer programs. And on behalf of our transfer advisor, Dr. Chris Dom, she was not able to join us today, but she said, Jessica, please share these key points. And so I am going to take you to our website. And I'd like to think of it as a little bit of homework for you guys to know where you can go to find some more information. There are some other sessions that are coming up to fill your bag with more tools so that you can make that decision on your application and how to move forward. So I'm going to share my screen one more time. Okay, and everyone should see the Reynolds homepage. And what you want to do in order to navigate the information available about our transfer programs is if you go under Student Services, your 5th tab over, if you scroll down, you'll see something called Transfer Services. And so you may recall from the slideshow that there was a slide that said about 900 plus students per semester are transferring to 4-year institutions. And so it is a very popular option for your future colleagues that you're going to be taking classes with at Reynolds. And so we have a wealth of information that is online. And you heard some of our presenters today talk about those transfer agreements, and you do want to be very familiar with what is being offered. And again, you're looking at that Associate of Arts and that Associate of Science degree. Those are the ones that are involved in our guaranteed transfer. But if you did want to start with some of those certificate or Associate of Applied Science degrees, there may be some options. So we don't want you to make that decision on your own. Dr. Dom, as well as the other transfer advisors, are available for one-on-one appointments so that you can share your specific interests and they could actually look at those agreements with you so you'll know exactly what classes you need to take. But let me point out to you, transfer does not only mean starting at Reynolds for 2 years and then transferring to a 4-year institution. Transfer can also mean that you start off at a 4-year institution, say fall 2021, you start off at, VCU. And then, life changes, things happen, and you decide that it may be better for you to take some classes at Reynolds in the spring. You can come to Reynolds, take classes, and then transfer them back to VCU. Same thing with the summer. Let's say you go out of state and you're somewhere else for your 4-year institution, but you need to come back home for the summer. Please remember that Reynolds remains an option to you to take those credits in order to transfer them back to your home institution. So the last thing that I want to share with you, Dr. Dom said to go to transfer events. And so I need to make sure that I find that accurately on this website. And I hope I just clicked on the right thing. It does not look like I did. Transfer information. Okay, there it goes. All right, so we want to leave you with this. So transfer events. And so when you click here, Dr. Dom has done a great job of bringing in those resources. So you don't necessarily have to reach out to the University of Richmond to ask them those specific questions. What you can do is you can join some already scheduled information sessions. And so the information is updated on a continuous basis. So you know exactly where to go to get information about your college of choice. You can go to the specific college website, for example, the University of Virginia. It's important for you to know that their McIntyre School of Business is not involved as far as our transfer agreements, but their other programs are. And so you can go directly to their websites and type in transfer agreements, or you can just join us. Join us at times that we already have Zoom sessions set up. Radford is every Wednesday. So being able to know where to go to get that information, but then also right here, you see Dr. Dom's contact. And so I know that she welcomes emails from students so that she can help walk them along the process. That is all in terms of the website that I wanted to show you. So I am going to check the chat box. And Ms. Corbin, I'm going to check with you to see how you would like to proceed.
I thought we had one question. Is it possible to do the management and entrepreneurship program and culinary program at the same time?
Ooh.
Jessica, if you don't mind, I will take that question.
Please.
April, do you mind reading the program combinations again?
Sure.
For that question?
It was so management and entrepreneurship program and culinary program.
Yes, you actually can. And it's very common for students to do a couple of different certificates, especially if they feel like, you want to go into culinary, but you also need to know the business side of it. Maybe you want to own your own restaurant. So it's very common for students to add two certificates together. And there won't be a lot of crossover, so it will take a little bit more additional time, but it's a great way to get both of those skill sets so you can go out and, as I said, maybe be a restaurant owner or go in the hospitality industry.
Thank you. Any other questions from anyone on our call today? And if you think of a question later, you have the contact information for all of these wonderful people who are on this call. We really appreciate you guys taking the time to share this with our students. This has been really helpful. And I encourage all of our students that are listening to please reach out to them and get all your questions answered. Thank you so much
for having us, Hanover.
Thank you so much for joining us. This is wonderful.
Appreciate everybody.
We really appreciate you. Thank you so much for your partnership.
And we'll see everybody in February.
Yes, thank you. All right, everyone have a good day.
Have a good night.
Thanks again.